Welcome, welcome. We're gonna return and continue our MSQ. The last that we left off, we asked it for Hastefelger's aid, and he has come out after a bit of so now this is that dungeon. Hastefelger.
You underestimate me.
You know, this fan has a very interesting property build. It'll give like a little boost, but it also gives you weapon aid. Very interesting. See this ever. Now I'm gonna recast that Q10 rather than 2.5. 2.3. Probably have some small speed.
Away with you.
I'll use my 2 minutes on the next attack. Oh yeah, I didn't realize they all jumped with me. Kinda silly. Chieftain Mothman. fucking mock.
Focus. Release.
He said this is as far as you go, Hikaru. You and your ridiculous names will make it past me.
Down with you. Down with you. Down with you.
I think we can just keep guessing down, honestly. I pray that they are too badly. Okay, they're the ones I want to fight. A quarter.
Down with you.
Or reach that far like before. Dang it. Oh, okay.
Away with you.
Careful of those ones. They have an AoE. The little birds.
Away with you. Down with you.
I'm dead. I don't even know if these are. Oh, they're much worse. A winged. Oh, I should have done a few here.
Down with you!
Going.
Away with you! Away with you! I have my pride.
I don't know why I keep opening these chests, because it's not gonna make a better game. Genuinely. Yeah. Thou hast weathered my trials thus, but I am not convinced. I will try either. You're too far, I can't cleave it. God, they're too far. Wow. Ooh, that magic hole thing's gonna first follow.
Away with you! You underestimate me!
Oh, right. I completely forgot about this. They make it nice. A blizzard dragon.
Focus. Release!
Like Dairy Queen. This game is stuck in P. MMO. It's app target. It's similar to Game where it's different, like stuff like Lost Star Course and that, where you aim everything yourself. Bonus are targeted it. first time. The shiny buttons do damage. Boss die. Avoid damage. What the f— This is different? Wait, since when is he— I've never seen this before. Why did they make sword collar? What the heck?
Focus. Release.
Oh, what the— Oh wow.
Away with you.
Orange. I am genuinely surprised with this change. I should have known this happened. I don't know when this happened. I like it. Hey, gotcha.
Down with you. Release.
Can you come back? Got my counter. Get rid of the mechanic. No. Good props. 14 developer. I made this fight a lot different and a lot more interesting. That is like big props. That is some sort of boss, raid, or trial. I think it's a dungeon. It's a story dungeon. This game splits between dungeons, raids, alliance raids, and ultimate line exchange. Dungeons have like little trash mobs to kill, and then mini bosses, final boss at the done with 4 people. The rest of the content except for alliance raids is 8-man content. So yeah, you don't need to worry too much about it. Oh, also story spoiler. Then a bit into. This is into the story, so please keep that in mind. There will be story spoilers. Even bereft of an eye, my brood brother was a fearsome foe. But having tasted thy strength firsthand, I do begin to see how thou didst bring him Idolin Joseph, her servant. Well, very well. I shall trust in the seed of man one last. By thy deeds shall the flickering hope that lingereth yet within my heart kindled anew, or extinguished. That you yet stand is ready proof of your determination. Let's fight as allies, then, and together banish my brood brother's vengeful shade. On my oath, the wrath that once was Nidhogg. This I swear on the memory of my beloved Shiva, and on the loss and the soul of lost. I don't know who the dragon on the left is. I know who dragon on the right's with off here. Oh, my poor ribs. That was a painful reminder of a great worm's might. And had he truly meant us harm, we would not be standing here now. Plainly, his intent was to teach. His onslaught forced me to recall my training, about the speed of the dragon, his balance, his blind spot. It was, in short, a very thorough lesson. Ow, 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 Kupo. Hikaru, let me begin by congratulating you on the completion of your trial. For one with a name more befitting of a jester, you fight with the savagery of a rabid demon. Do you see how my wings are kinked? Even my palm aches. After this drubbing, I fear my loyal subjects will have to bear the load of my personal chores for quite some time, Kupo. Possibly indefinitely. What? When I told you about Hikaru's trial, I didn't mean for the rest of us to suffer. That's triple shifts for you, Morgan. Triple? But that's not fair. There's no justice. None at all. Moogles. Little silly creature.
Our negotiations proved rather more strenuous than I had anticipated, but the results seem well worth the effort.
The battle was indeed hard won. Thank you, my friends. I would never have earned Hraesvelga's cooperation had you not seen fit to grant me yours. 'Twas your stalwart heroism that moved the heart of the Great Worm at the last. Any gratitude I can offer is but poor reward for your continued service to Ishgard.
'Twould seem our final reckoning with the dread worm is at hand. I only wish we had some inkling as to when he means to strike.
Oh gods.
Well, you got your wish off now. I hope you're happy.
The cry heraldeth his coming. Nidhogg's shade hath taken wing.
It has begun. We must away to Ishgard.
And ended to the song. Ishgard will not last long against Nidhogg and his horde. We must away. So this next part will be a trial, technically. Know you then what this roar portendeth?
Aye. I must return to my city without delay.
And we shall lend you our wings. Let us meet with Nidhogg on the field of battle, and together bring an end to it, Raffles. He's got tossed off the bridge.
Remember your training! We hold fast until the Lord Commander returns. Ugh. We must hold.
Reinforcements! By the Fury, that one is the size of Nidhogg.
Lord Commander!
You are late, Warrior of Light.
Wherefore standest thou of these vermin, brother? Abandon this war, Shade. The suffering thou sowest serveth no end. The traitor's progeny have learned of their forefathers' betrayal, and seek now to make amends with our kind. Never shall our grief be assuaged, nor our loss forgotten. But reconcile may yet halt the spread of this plague of enmity. Forsake thy vengeance and be at peace. What soft-headed ramblings are these? Thy Italians with that vile maid have robbed thee of thy wits. Mayhap her cloying perfume have made thee forget the stench of our brood sister's lifeblood. Thou darest speak thus, my beloved. Ah, so the flames of rage may yet be kindled. I feared thy heart's fire had long since gone out. But waste not thy fury on words. Brother, thou shalt have need of it for the battle. Thou art weak, Hraesvelgr, a slithering worm who fawneth on the vermin who should rightfully be his prey. For 1,000 years I have fought without cease, and thou didst think to prevail against me. Glory not in thy victory, Jade. The battle is not yet won. My power and my hope have I entrusted to another. Thine eye, what hast thou done? Fool, thou wouldst trust a mortal with thy strength. I know thee. 'Twas thou who didst intrude upon my lair and best the half of me. But now I am whole, and naught in creation shall deny me my vengeance. I'm very familiar with this tile set. One of the ultimates you expect in tile set. I do adore this team. I think Heaven's Ward is actually a good team. My problem is I'm playing DPS. I don't know when I'll get a Q. Am I?
Children of the land, do you hear? Echoes of truths that once rang clear. Two souls intertwined, one true love they did find, bringing land and heavens near. But flames that burn full bright soon fell dark. Memories dimmed by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their worlds drift apart. One soul's cry, a passion welling within. Sacrifice, a final plea to her kin. Yet this bond of hope by treachery was broke, scattering her words to
Fire roulette will save me. We'll kill in trial roulette.
swelling over long seas of blood are a song, and death an afterthought to those who fight for none alone. Lying
Ah, fire roulette saved me. I just like that sound. golden stack? Ow. Alright, sprint to my dual pass. Right. Silly. My bar. Ability. My barb is 2 minutes. Oh well.
Estinian!
How did he get in here?
Is this to be mine end? Nay, I will not allow it. I am of the first brood. I am vengeance incarnate. I am Nidhogg! Thou shalt die by my hand!
This is not your hand, worm!
Thou wilt obey!
I would ask one last favor of you, Warrior of Light. Finish me, now, while I have the beast subdued!
When the voice says, "Come attack you." The voice says.
waste your time. Kill me! It is the only way! Ending Nidhogg will be my final duty.
No! You can't die like this! I won't let you!
Children of the land. Truths that once rang clear. Two souls intertwined. One true love they did find, bringing land and heaven's near. Memories dimmed by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their worlds drift apart. One soul's cry, a passion welling within. Sacrifice, a final plea to her kin.
The eyes! Cast them into the abyss!
Yet this bond of hope by treachery was broke, scattering her words to the wind.
He lives. Ah, Estinian, my ill-fated friend. Lucia, summon the healers. I want them ready to receive him.
At once, Lord Commander.
Allow me to do this much, at least.
Alemon imitegdran, fall in.
The horde have sensed the fall of their master and scattered to the wind.
You have my gratitude, Hraesvelga. Your deeds this day have saved a great many lives.
And our lions have served its purpose.
Ustra udin instra anhesnesh.
Thou didst wield the power I granted thee well. 'Twas thine own skill, and not mine eye, which victory.
One in nest igan. Keifta.
I wish thy companion a swift recovery. Fare you well, children of...
The battle is won. We can do no more for Estinian now than bear him home and wish him well, even as Hraesvelgr did. The rest we must trust to the hands of the healers and the grace of the gods.
You know, that scene isn't as lighthearted either. Why people only think about the fault. Through the haze of pain, I swear I sense. But no, the past is done. We must look to the future. At long last, Nidhogg is gone, his foul spirit cast out once and for all. I only pray that Estinian survives you. Your battle with Nidhogg's shade will beget many an epic ballad. And rightly so. It was, without a doubt, one of your more epochal victories. Though I must admit that I took greater joy in seeing you emerge from the experience unscathed. And not only for your own sake. Had you not been there to aid me, those infernal eyes would still be fused to Estinian's mail. Yet even with Nidhogg gone, I cannot help but wonder how much of our friend remains. Let us pay a visit to Lucille and beg news of his condition. Hikaru, Master Alphino, my honored friends. As if winning Hraesvelgr to our cause were not enough, you took it upon yourself to rid us of his brood brother. I know not how to thank you. My own contribution was hardly noteworthy. The true saviors of today were Hikaru and Estinian. One triumphed over Nidhogg's shade through strength in arms, the other through strength of will. And speak of Estinian, one news of his recovery. The Jure Dragoon was conveyed to the infirmary, where he now resides under the care of the hospitalier captain. I am told he has yet to regain consciousness. But as you know, Estinian's mind and body were held hostage for many days. You must be patient and allow the process of healing to begin. In the meantime, you do well to rest and recover from your own ordeals. But surely, Daemeric is never long from Estinian's bedside, and will send word the moment there are any developments. Now, if I have satisfied your concerns, I believe Lord Edmond and his sons are most eager to celebrate your return. Very well, First Command. Come, Hikaru. It seems that we are awaited at the Fortom Manor. Pray call upon Lord Edmond. I gather Fortom Manor holds its breath for your return.
The heroes of the hour return.
We but did our duty, my lord. It was the memories of fallen friends and not our heroism which saw us through at the last.
I gave every ounce of my strength, but mine efforts would have counted for naught had the Warrior of Light not arrived to challenge the Great Worm. As a sworn knight of Ishgard, I had hoped to do more for my city.
Well, we cannot all be heroes, dear brother. Let us put away our pride for a moment and revel in the valiant deeds of our comrade. For your sterling service to Ishgard, we salute you. And while we're on the subject of valiant deeds, I believe I myself have earned some small measure of recognition. Under my watchful command, the ballistas of the Outer Ward struck down a veritable swarm of Dravanian invaders.
My lord's command was certainly watchful. He bravely watched as the siege crews took aim, and continued to watch as countless wyverns met their end. Indeed, the ward's defenders proved so well drilled that my lord had little occasion to stop watching.
There will be time enough to determine who is most deserving of recognition later. Our friends are doubtless weary from their exertions. I had chambers prepared in expectation of your return. You are welcome to retire at your leisure.
I am most grateful for your hospitality, my lord, but I believe I shall pay a visit to the Temple Knight's Infirmary. Pray excuse me.
Our master Alphino has grown. The plight of his stricken brother-in-arms pains him more than his own hurts. In which respect he has come to resemble you, warrior of light. Go then, visit the Azure Dragoon, and grant him what comfort you may.
Hikaru, my friend, what can I do for the savior of Ishgard? You seek Master Alphino. Ah, he came to relieve me of the vigil a short while ago. When he begged to sit at Estinian's side, I could not well refuse. Though he would sooner faint than admit it, the boy must be exhausted by Hraesvelgur's trial and all that followed. Estinian is blessed to have such a devoted comrade. Litany of Peace. My own friendship with Stinian began some 10 years past, shortly after we joined Temple Knight. I learned his name soon enough, but Stinian barely registered my existence. I was less a fellow recruit and more a shadow which occasionally darkened his path. And so I might have remained, had fate not seen fit to. While out on patrol, our company was set upon by a dragon, and we were the only two to survive. The experience forged a bond between us, as such life-threatening situations. Despite our friendship, he remained an intense and solitary youth, wholly obsessed with claiming vengeance against Nid. Revenge was ever at the forefront of his mind. Revenge for the death of his parents, and revenge for his younger brother. I would venture that in Alphino he sees something of his sibling. And in the ungentle chidings of Estinian, Alphino has found the elder brother he had. Truth be told, Estinian's tactless observation have saved me from disaster once, and I can well understand Alphino's affection for him. He is a friend for whom I would gladly... Lord Commander, your presence is required in the infirmary. Is he? Tell them I'm on my way. Quickly, Hikaru. We must go to him. On proceeding to the infirmary, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Recommend you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Relaxing time.
Estinian!
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
The first time we saw Estinian's face, huh?
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinian. If Master Alphino thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Aye, 'twas but a jest. I thank you, Alphino. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvelgr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Oh!
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. Commander. My hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words. I doubt not that he will make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
I too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. "'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons. Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident. His duty done, Emeric de Burrell gladly stepped down from the Archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords. Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept. And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution came to stir. Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace. The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback. And by their cheers did they hail him an Azure Dragoon for a new age. Thus were the notes of the dragon song rewritten. The din of war, giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
The memoirs of Count Emma de Forton. Heavens. I was gazing out at the sea of clouds in an all too rare moment of idleness, when I chanced to behold a certain hero wending her way towards the city on dragonback. Welcome home, he cried. Nay, 'twas no grave matter that moved me to greet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought a respite from the pressures of office. No sooner do I surrender my role as temporary head of state that I am burdened with a position of a more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes in some small measure the way you must feel when your improbable feats of heroism are rewarded with more impossible challenges. The myth which guided our society for a generation lies in tatters. Am I then to be scorned for building upon the system of nobility I once sought to tear down? And what strange jest is this that places me at its pinnacle, an archbishop's bastard at the head of the House of Lords? But these questions are for me to answer. It is not in a man's nature to change overnight. This I learned through painful experience. And it was this hard lesson which convinced me to take the path which we now follow. Even as we rebuild the bridge between man and dragon, so must we imagine Ishgard, one carefully placed stone at a time. We must remember that it is not us that we lay this groundwork, but for the men and women that our children will be. May their towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. I hear word from Captain Whitescape that Estinian has vanished from his sick room. His willfulness survives undiminished. Should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend on your travels, pray assure him that I shall keep Ishgard safe until he deigns to come home. Thank you, Hikaru. And please convey my warmest regards to Master Alphino. Oh, that doorkeeper is the only line that changed was when... You've saved the day again, Hikaru. Not that I ever doubted you would. He spoke with Sir Americ. Did not envy his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road, but one littered with the detritus of 1,000 years of broken faith. Yet though her people may stumble from time to time, I know of none better than Sir Americ to lead the march of progress. As for us, there remains the small matter of ushering in a new dawn in the shadow of inscrutable Asian machination, and a seemingly endless procession of primals. But we too must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. In the wake of Ishgard's governmental reform, new airship routes have been sanctioned. We now travel to a selection of distant locales from landing in Ishgard. Thank you, blind hearts. Nay, you need not remain there. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. All is proceeding as expected, then. Aye, there is naught to concern us, aside from one overly curious mouse. This way. Him again. It is of no moment. They will play their part and we'll play ours. And thus did grey mists give way to azure skies. Man and dragon rise above, voices join in song. But beneath shrouded bows, beyond the scope of light, shadow stirs. Mistress Akari, you are come at the most excellent time. An invitation from a truly permanent personage was delivered to the manor but a short while ago. Would that you had been present to receive it, but in any event. Sir Americ de Borel, Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple of Knights, and Viscount of House Borel, cordially invites Mistress Akari to dine with him at his estate. He seemed surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord has broached the subject with you at an earlier date. when the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. Of course, the intervening moons afford the low opportunities for leisure, but with the happy advent of peace, this plan the Lord Commander sees no further cause to delay. What say you? I would, but I have the foggiest idea what to wear. You would ask me. Well, I'm sure that a personal friend of Sir Emmerich, you're at liberty to wear whatever you deem appropriate. That said, when in doubt, a man of note could do far worse than an alpine coat. At least that is what Lord Amanalaine had been heard to say. I assume that same holds true for ladies. When you are ready, pray report to the Astrologicum. A man of House Borel shall be waiting near there to escort you the rest of the way. Not like we have choice. Stock lambs. Greetings and well met, Mrs. I have the honor and privilege to serve as head steward of House Borel. Though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those of other noble families, being countable on one. Ahem. My lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will soon see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a woman of action such as yourself enjoys nary a moment's respite. By the battlefield beckons even now. Before this day, we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity.
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn. I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days. Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Wasn't all sunshine.
Nor would I presume to imply otherwise. Neither I nor any man alive can truly understand what you have endured, and
I cannot say with any confidence that I would have acquitted myself as well under the circumstances, much less grown stronger for it. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you. May I ask a personal question? Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
News from House Fulton?
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
Gonna meet with Alice.
For every ending marks a new beginning. From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did she. Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
I don't know whose voice that is. Anyone? Whose voice that is?
Yes.
Is that...
Alize, Alphino's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly. I rescued her in the Twelveswood, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder. It was only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood. We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphino. She will be attended by our most skilled Chirurgeons. Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Wait, don't go. Please, come closer. The Warriors of Darkness are in league with the Ascients. Slaughtering the Primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Zelvatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
Surely they won't let her. Yes, I know. You must trust in Captain Whitescape and his Chirurgeons. Did they not bring Estinian back from the very brink of death? I'm uncomfortably reminded of how he mocked me for praying at his bedside for days on end. What say you, my friend? We turn our attention to a matter whose conclusion we yet have the power to influence. The Warriors of Darkness and the Asians are conspiring to bring about Karuna summoning, that they might put her to the sword. Then when we first encountered them in Loth Asnaf, when they were confronting Ravana. Gods, has that been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this: a primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alisaie risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Hikaru, will you accompany me to Zephatol and help me stop the Ixal's ritual? Given that Ishgard shares a border with the Ixali homeland, we have vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastman's intrusion into Kurthan lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal is an escalation we can provide. We shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Zephatol are not easily traversed. This endeavor demands all haste. The Jishtar is most appreciated, Sarimir, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland, after all. And Ixali dirigible are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it wiser to cross into Zephatol by way of the mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent of the camp's knight to be placed at your disposal. It will secure you a safe passage through the mountain and escort you thence to Zephatol. Though my men are unqualified to confront the primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Ixal. We should be glad of their assistance, Lord Enmar. In the event Mistress Alisaie regains consciousness, we shall share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. Then let us be off. We can procure any additional supplies we require in Camp Dragon. This will be the post-credit. So Heaven's Lord story is more or less in. This is now 4, so set up for the next. Have you everything we require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is north of Natalan and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it is normally guarded by a score of Ixali warriors, I have been informed that House Fortom knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lie open. Need but walk through. Mr. Zakari, Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they are up to something, and don't want anyone interfering. We stand ready to escort you to Zephatol and aid you as you see fit. The enemy will be thick on the ground. Upon arriving, let us advance with care as we search for the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, we should only have to contend with Ixal. If they are not, we will be forced to do battle with the war of darkness. Right. Zephatol. Falling rocks add to the danger. What is causing the fall exactly? Know what's causing the fall. Balloon boy. I wonder if they changed stuff up. Yes, they did. Or no, they didn't.
I have my pride.
Goodness.
Away with you!
They're still lower eye level then. Okay. The cock ran out. They have airships or anything? Oh, they're just actual normal airships. They're too far for me to cleave again. Was a bone key a key made of bones or in the shape of a bone? I have many questions what a bone key is. Is a key that's a metal shaped in a bone? Or is a key shape just made of bones rather than metal? And how the heck does a bone unlock a lock if it is made out of bones? I have so many questions. Let me get 100. That the Google said I will be. What the? I think it's sweet.
Away with you! Away with you!
I don't know when I'm gonna be. That made an AoE. Okay.
Away with you!
Oh. They changed this a bit too.
Away with you!
Guild? Never heard of.
Focus. Release! Away with you!
Yeah, so no more ship break. Nice, Suchi. Going. Realize how high up we are. Oh, the winter truck, huh? Just hate me. Let's see. I don't get use interject. I've seen them silence or cancel them before. I don't get it.
Away with you!
I have an add-on for this one.
For the House of Levier!
Oh no, add-on. But this usually so weird speed. That doesn't align with her cliche. That's very, very awkward. Oh. You have to move to me. Oh. They're not gonna move to me anyways. I wouldn't have been able to move otherwise.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Asians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the Primal without us.
You! Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Just what is your game? Leading us the long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No, no. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
Alright, cute.
It
How
is
you doing?
hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there.
Yeah. Right here in Japan. How do you like the trip?
Know that I will happily make it quicker for you. If you just stand still.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm gonna visit one day.
Enough, Jarumal. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we? You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
Got the energy, but I gotta get used to sore feet. Much walking. How I feel with my job. Standing on.
While you were idly consorting with the Asians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Yes, more or less.
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light.
Oh, I hope you have a wonderful day today. Go to all the sightseeings and shopping. A lot of good stuff you can get. Thank you for stopping by.
But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far.
You think?
So the Asians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
A nice explanation of Shadowbringers. Right here. Pretty much the plot of Shadowbringers. All they said was actually very true. Not incorrect thing they said at all. All things considered, we should be grateful we have survived the encounter. Do you think it could be true that to save their world, they must bring root ours? Oh. No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. Sacrifice, the loss. It ends here. I learned that there's the events tab, and you could press that to see what they said. I skipped something. Forgive me. This is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can apprise Lord Emont of our success, and we the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. Ah, there you are. Shall we make our report? It brings me joy to see you safely return to us. Our 1 year from Zephytol. Then we are not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remained behind, Mistress Shistola has been tending to Mistress Alizé in your absence. I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alizé, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. They told me you had departed for Zelfatol while I was still abed. I slept much better knowing that. Thank you.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alizé. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. to deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the warriors of darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor-bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
As long as you can differentiate the two. God, them wearing the same thing. Very hard to differentiate. It has been many moons since we last worked together, but I believe the same cannot be said of the two of you. I confess I was aware of your subterranean expedition, your search for the truth of the clan. I considered involving myself with her venture for a time, but as you know all too well, circumstances conspired to keep it apart. I can only assume she carried on. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Right then, shall we be off? The Tara never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise it though if she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the studio when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, Sister, please. It was not my... him. Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? So be it. Another time, perhaps. I should thank you again for your assistance with my expedition, Hikaru. Though we left the matter somewhat unfinished, I am nevertheless prepared to focus on the task at hand and aid you to the fullest extent of my ability. As you help me to brave the coils, so too will I help you to defeat the Warrior of Darkness. Meaning to ask about the carriage. Ah yes, the carriage that was so fortuitously arrived to spirit us away from Ul'dah after the banquet. The driver informed me that I had a sister to thank for his presence in Ul'dah. How did you know to send help? Oh, drunken brass blades are even less discreet than sober ones. Unfortunately, by the time I learned of their plot, I was too late to do anything more. Frankly, I'm still amazed Brent managed to find you. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different. More resolute than last we met. You have the look of a woman who is ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found or any such thing. I'm here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That's all. Fair enough. Let's depart for the Waking Sands then, and see if Urianger can be of assistance. Off to the Waking Sand. Good thing that we have those. Right. Hits. Urianger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphinaud? Would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee and thine here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals, and to take a direct action to prevent any further summoning ritual from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plan before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians did not have similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day I did receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Merltor, Ogomoro's stirth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags near of his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their... Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook. Thank you for your counsel, Urianger. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. If I may, brother. Urianger, is there anything else you would like to say? Elise? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add. Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tales of a promising tome, the Garoon Oracle. Mayhaps you could start there. Why'd I leave? Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Seven hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to Maelstrom Command for reinforcement. Whatever it is, we don't want any. Oh, fancy that. Just when my cobalt problems looks like coming to a head, the signs of the seventh dawn turn up, itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. Our friendly neighbors in Gamoro have got much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for a little bugger, would you? Our Milsom friends seemed notably more agitated than when first we arrived. You happen to know why that might be? A kobold in the camp, you'd say. Who appear to corroborate Orionje's information. But to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing shame. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning. And that means finding and questioning this kobold. I don't know where he is. Oh, found kobold. Stay back. Away. Far back. I'm not a... God, it's no use. Pointless. Hopeless. No use. Oh. Please don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Bye. Oh. Hey, you only want to talk, but you keep running away. Stop running away. This was a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will. Ah, she found me again. What to do. I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please, don't hurt me. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator. No wonder the soldiers were on edge. Could very well give one. Huzzah, we've got it. Fine work, Scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Trying to steal my crystals, were you? No, no, no. I came to talk, to ask for help. When your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I don't know. Let's all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What's your name, child? Pickman Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be a Pickman someday. Well met, Gabu. I am Alphino, and this is my sister Alisaie. Hikaru, the woman who found you, is our friend. Now that you know our names, we're friends too. Now, Commander Bloden here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one's going to hurt you, alright? Not while we're here, I promise. But the Patriarch is going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him. Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming. He said that if we didn't have irons in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace. Then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace. I did not want to believe it, but I've heard tales of Tulky fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in a ritual, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of the gods. Right at 12. That's sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. If the worst come to worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Cobalt stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prison. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbances that Titan manifested already. I cannot speak for the prisoners. Oh, have mercy. That they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals. Cherished, covets, loves them. And if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. very good, Gabu. I was thinking the same thing. You know where these crystals are stored. Oh, I know. Oh. Several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come. Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Quickly. You have them all. Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way. Great Alice is and a red maid. I guess she only picked it up after. Oh, because red mage only exists. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother? Aye. It's just that... I'm quite certain that the crates once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains of their pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Kurthis to obtain crystals, much less bothering to consider their origin. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vilbrind and another party, most likely a pawn of the Ascian, Trinket speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never you mind about that. As Alize said, we do not have a lot of time. You lead us to the next cache, Gabu. Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. The next one is the last and is very large. Very big, very huge, very large. He cast about for a time. He's no sign of crystals. Unfounded. What about you, Taro? Any luck? Nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spied, spotted, saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes? The question is where to and why. Within Ogomoro, where they summoned Titan once before and meet so again, is the only explanation. What about mother and father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu, we will. Stay calm, we still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other cache empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals that I might deliver them to the Commander Bloden's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. The crystals, Hikaru, if you'd be so kind. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bloden of the city. Very go on ahead. As I recall, there's an Aetride within the Ugamoro mines, and I will deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there, and I shall rejoin you on up. Strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action. But if this is what you prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way. This place is, a labyrinth. Up my map. Ah, I take it this date we seek, then. Right then. As soon as Alphonse arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, Hikaru. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in it. Quickly, you clods. Briskly, swiftly, quickly. I will not suffer any further delays. Lay down your arms and surrender. If we have your crystals, there will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers. Here, but how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Mother? Father? Poke for the furnace. You monster. How could you? We are but servants of the Lords of Crag. We are his. That he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh. That he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the Overdweller. No, Alize. Not yet. I understand, Patriarch. I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair. Whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do. When your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it needs not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your gods and work with us, together to bring a lasting peace. Another piece to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take, and you take, and you take, and we have had your fill for peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live. That our God drains the land of Aether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering of all. I will hear no more lies from you, yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. Will not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you and I did. Here, I'm here. Here. Say something. Please. 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 A lot of wake-ups. 7 health. I'm here. I'm here. Off and off. Leave him to me. He must away. He's breathing. I don't see any injuries. I can't seem to. Right at 12. How could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Cabo accompany us, given what we like to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal, just as surely as would the supplication of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems capable of not violence. But we have one cause for optimism, is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for them. Meaning that Titan must be far weaker than Lion. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we have him lead the land of Aether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Okomoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Karu, you must know, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of Cracks once more? Thank you, my friend. Alize and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in camp over. Expecting you. What's weird is we need to go back to level 50. Because they never redid this at level 60. They're just redoing the level 50 trial. That's right, because they're in like Heaven's War and then we get things back down to level 50. I wonder if we can do it alone. Probably not. I'm a bit curious. Let's see if we can. Because it'll work regardless. I kind of doubt that we can. But we'll see. Very curious. I'll be surprised. I'm worried about this. I don't know how I'm gonna survive this. Ah. It's not too bad. I guess it's not too bad because I can heal. That makes it good for me. Plays to my... Oh. I forgot about this. Oh, right. I forgot about the jails. Oh, sh. Right. I completely forgot this was a thing. Oh, was it? Oh. Okay. Oh, shit. This might. Like how much damage it. I might live. Ow. Ah. I'll need to heal after this. That's like 13k. I didn't even know you could live this, to be honest. That was a one shot. Ow. I think what's annoying is the damage down. I think that's what annoys me the most of that whole damn jail. Oh, that's an interesting experience though, I will say. I'm learning things I didn't know. Horror thing. Oh my goodness. What? I have never seen these boulders before. It really just constant damage on me. I think like this is gonna be constant damage down. do is step in and take me down. Anyways, that works with completing a mission. Oh. Anyways. That was a very interesting game. I learned things I never thought I would ever say. You know what? I'm here for it. Ah, there she is. Did not tell you she would return safe and sound. The deed is done then. Titan is no more. Good. And that there has been enough tragedy. He has been like that since he regained conscience. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt. He's almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he's come to the primals. And should that prove the case, he must be put to death like any other. Such is the Alliance's policy. We have the right of it, but we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Izale's followers, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted the issue. We can but watch, wait, pray. There is not to be gained from dwelling over an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters. Before in Commander Bloden of Titans the Mind, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. He is so kind as to break it to him. Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters wrong. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. I know you lot have places to be, but why not say them? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the Warriors of Darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
And talk about his thing.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardour belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too-delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw her out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Not quite sure why they just keep calling him a masked man. Plain, simple, it's Orionji. We'll hand this in and I'll part of this. What ho, Hikaru. I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Stola via link pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It seemed that someone in the capital had been very busy. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Jaemeric believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found. They'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seemed only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with guardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Orionji another... Wait, where's Alize? She was here a moment ago, with Prabhu. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to stop here. I need to go. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking around. I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye-bye.